Can you hear me? Yeah? You can hear me? I said you can hear me like you got headphones on? Alright, so we found another Goodwill that we haven't been to yet. So we're about to check this out. And hopefully we have stuff in there instead of striking out like we did last time. But that's not the mindset we're going in. We're going to find some stuff. And we're about to go do it right now. Beeline it to the back. All right, let's see what they're working with. Let's see. Damn, nothing in there. Yeah, that beard's crazy. I haven't seen some wild facial hair today. Mercedes Sosa. She doing it with this big shawl scarf though. Perhaps. Dude, somebody brought all his records. Damn, they got like 15 of these. Clayderman Sus Amigos. What? Interesting. It don't look messed up. Does it say where? Ooh, made in Uruguay. Let's peep that out. You from Argentina and your name is Argentino? Doug Hellum, Country Gospel, with Brenda and Doug Jr., the whole family. He filled a longing for her, but did she feel a longing for him? I don't think so. Mike and Linda Murdoch. The Statler Bros. There's some dope Spanish records that we found so far. Pueblo. Oh, thank you. Well, that's looking like it's it. Let's see what we got. We got 3. Hell yeah. Make sure there's stuff in them again. We got 3. Alright, welcome back to another episode of Can You Dig It? We were actually able to hit at the Goodwill this time. I know we struck out before, but we got exactly 3 records. And they had a whole bunch of unusables, but first one is Clayderman y sus amigos. And this one is actually 2, I believe. Let's see here. No, it's 1, but it had this thick cardboard in it. All right, let's see what we got on here. This one where you can really hear the dust and hear the crackle on it. Where is this one again? They got a banging piano though. Damn, that's banging, but it's super scratchy. Let's see if the spray don't work right quick. This is the Groove Washer G2 high-tech record cleaning fluid. Let's see if we can't get some of those scratches up. All right, let's see what type of clean that got that, and if we can still hear the crackles. Definitely can still hear the crackles. It didn't sound like it helped a bit, but let's see if we can't get something in between these. Hey, that's kind of banging. I'm gonna do that. The crackle ain't that bad on that one. Let's record that one in, and maybe if I high pass or low pass filter it, I can cut some of the top end crackle off. Let's record that John in. 1, 2, I believe it was track 3 or 4. Yeah, we'll slow it down. Definitely don't want none of these damn vocals though, I'll tell you that much. Alright, let's see if we can't cut around this crackle. crackling so bad right now. Some of those tracks, that crackle was crazy. You run that risk when you're getting records from just anywhere. That's the beauty of a lot of record shops. They're going to make sure that the records are going to sound good when you purchase them, but where's the fun in that? I mean, there's a lot of fun in that, but it's just something about finding random records in random places, thrift stores, garage sales. It's almost being limited by that's what you have, that's what you get to pick from. It's fun to see. What are you going to figure out how to make? I might have to slow it down a bunch, but let's see what it sounds like. Yeah, we'll go to -8. Alright, let's add a high pass filter, so we'll cut out the low end. Let's see what it sounds like. See what tempo that is by tapping it in. About 121. Alright, let's take that filter back off real quick. Turn on the metronome. Let's go. Alright, a little too fast. We'll go to 120. Alright, I hear a little hi-hat. Let's see. Alright, I want to turn it down. That means the sample isn't loud enough, so we'll go in and I'm going to turn up the saturation a little bit. And then I'm going to boost the gain a little bit. See, that's up around -12 where I like it. Yeah, there we go. You hear some of that fuzz at the top? I'm going to cut some of that out after I add some more drums. Alright, let me try a kick first and then see if I can't hear a snare better. That worked. Hey. Alright. So I hear a bass line, but let me hum it to see what notes they are. C sharp, let's see. So again, one of my favorite bass plugins is Bassalicious 2. And I like to use the Bassalicious 2 version 2 factory presets to start. And we'll go with play that once. It is C sharp, so we'll move that back. Your ears can be wrong if they're not trained with perfect pitch, but that's why you have tools. Just don't use your tools as a crutch, use them to get better at hearing. See where you at. This high end off a little too. I'm hearing an instrument, I'm just not sure what it is. So I'm gonna grab one of these synth plugins. Place them over the top real quick. So this is one of them times where I'll use one of the plugins that has the dice, so I can just randomly look for an instrument. Alright, let's see. Alright, so I'm gonna just play this, but then I'm gonna add reverb and try and add some effects and just blend it in. Alright, so I add a filter on this thing real quick and then reverb it out. It should be good. So I'll add this crystalline. First I'll add this Pro Q. Say I'm having a hard time blending something. A lot of times people will go straight for the effects plugins like reverb or filtering and try and get it blended in. But if you sometimes just simple volume, like that's loud and obnoxious. I don't like the way that blends in at all. But then if I just turn it down, it's faintly in there. And then I can go ahead and filter, and I'm gonna cut out the low end of that instrument. And that's the default crystalline reverb, but let's see what it sounds like with. Cool, I like that in the background. I think that fits good. Alright, let's add some more hi-hats real quick. So I want to do a little roll, but we'll duplicate that to save it so then I still have that hi-hat pattern. And then I'm going to play over this one real quick. Alright, I like the first one I played, so we'll just double that up. And we'll save that, and then we'll just turn it down. That is Clayderman y sus amigos. But no, this is some of this record was banging. It was just really scratched, and it's really low, so the scratches sound overbearing compared to the music on the record. So, but I like how it turns out. Alright, next on the list we have Wang Chung, Points on the Curve. This cover looks crazy. It looks like they're playing Battleship. Looks like they got 1, 2, 4 songs total. So we're gonna see what they got cooking. Hopefully it's not as scratch as that first one, but again, Goodwill finds. So we shall see. Alright, side A. Alright, let's see what they're working with. Definitely feel that 80s. Huh. No thanks. Take a baby by the hand and do what? What the heck? Then this definitely sounds like the early days of the synthing in the 80s with the drum machines for sure. I'm gonna be able to use this as a house bass. Not with them talking though. So let's see what else is on the other side real quick. Dang, that crackle's kind of strong. Hey, that kind of bangs. So it's that track 1, 2, 3. Let's see what this one that sounded a little house, like it could be housed out, got in it. All right, let's build on that. 1, 2, track 5. Let's record this joint in. All right, let's see what we can do with this. Pencil, there we go. There we go. All right, we're not about to look at you, and we're about to cut you out, dog. So we'll save that. Set a single layer. So it is 120. So let's slow it down a little bit. See what that sounds like. Okay. No, we'll go back to regular and just build on it. All right. So I think we got a little loop right there. All right, we'll turn it down, but I think that's the kick we're gonna go with. Oh, we'll just leave that first one there, actually. There we go. All right, so I got this plugin called the rhythm plugin. Where is it at? It's called called Patterning 3 by the Olympia Noise Company. Okay, so it's in a circular grid, and I already downloaded some of the sounds, so I can hit the hi-hat over here, and just the further up you go, the louder it'll be velocity wise, and the further down you go, the quieter it'll be. So, and then I can draw some of these hi-hats in, but I want to find a different hi-hat, so let's go to a different bank. Alright, we're going to leave that for right now. Save it, and then I'm going to go and find an instrument. Let's try this Animo Z. Alright, let's find a sound. We'll use let's find an appreciated sound. So arpeggios, or an appreciated instrument, is you can hit the note one time, and a pattern will play followed by numerous notes. So it all depends on how that's the parameters are set within that synthesizer. But we're gonna find one really quick. Alright, I like that one. We're gonna add that for the background. Alright, let's save that in. Add another sound. We're gonna go back to that digitalism plugin I used before, and we're gonna hit the dice to find another sound. Pick note. Alright, I kinda like that. So now we're gonna go to make sure we pick G flat minor, so I'll change the grid pad to G flat, which is also F sharp, and then I'll go to scales, and I'll go to natural minor. Alright. Turn it down. Hey. Alright, let's see if I can get a little bit of keys quick, perhaps. It's not my strongest suit, but the only way to get better is by doing it, so let's see. Alright, it sounds gross, but we can always add reverb to blend it in. Alright, so we'll go to the F sharp minor again. Alright, so I can also go to chords on here. Let's do a harmonic major set. Oh, that'll be the first chord. So it goes. Alright, so we'll record that in again. Alright, so actually I'm going to take off quantize for when I do chords, so then if notes get played off kilter a little bit, you can hear it in the chord. Alright, so we'll record that in. Hey, alright, so that was Wang Chung, Hecho en Mexico, that I thought was gonna have more than just the, you know, the 80s everybody Wang Chung tonight sound, but that did not unfold itself that way. But that's okay, because I was able to dig in and get better at adding some instruments over the top, especially in dance music-ish format. But this was Wang Chung, Look at Me Now, and we definitely didn't. All right, last we have Los Grandes Artistas Mercedes Sosa Volume 2. But this was the third one that we found, and it is looking kind of crazy like the others, but that's all that was available at that stop. So we're gonna see what it sounds like. Dust it off a little bit. All right, let's see. And that crackle's crazy. This instrumentation gonna be banging though. Let's see if we can't find something without that crackle crazy. Let's see what side 2 got. Dang, this one looks crazy scratch. We're about to find out. Alright, let me try to use this spray again. See if the spray helps clean it up a little bit at least. Alright, let's see. Still scratch, still crackled. But one thing you can't fix is scratches. But let's clean this side real quick because I know it sounded a little better. Hey, we're getting that one. 1, 2. That is banging, so we're recording that in right there. Dang, this say 1978 Germany. Interesting. Oh, this was recorded in Hialeah Gardens, Florida. Okay. Under license from Polygram, GmbH, Germany. So, okay. Alright, let's see. Let's load it in a sampler. Alright. Alright, so let's go to the end. Some of those I chopped up like I would on a 4/4 time, like kick, snare, kick, snare. I cut it up like that. But then the other ones I cut just on the instrument because I didn't want to. I wanted to be able to trigger the pad exactly when that instrument hit versus just playing rhythmically with the chop. But let me go to the end and we'll get some of them vocals real quick. Alright, delete that slice and let's see what this sounds like. Ooh. Alright, we're gonna speed this one up a little bit, I think. Let's just see what it sounds like. The original tempo might be it, actually. Alright, I think this one, let's try it. A. Alright, so let's get a snare here. Alright, now we need a clap too. Alright, we need an 808 on here, but I need to hear what notes these are. Get this tuner. So C sharp, I guess. Let's see. Alright, let's find a different 808. C sharp, so it is C sharp. Alright, keep. Plugins, it's called bass, or 808 bass 808. Alright, let's find this 808. Alright, now boom, boom, and then alright, so now we'll go back into the plugin. Now I can bring up the release a little bit. Alright, now we add a kick and we got a little something. Oh no, it did. Hopefully I saved it because it cut out on me. That's one bad thing about beatmaker. Sometimes it'll crash. And I've been really hoping for an update so that don't happen, but always save your work so you can work around it. Alright, we'll add a little roll and we got some. Alright. We were able to get a little something even though these records, some of them were kind of scratched. You heard a lot of crackle, but you can work around anything. You can literally find some gems in the dirt. It's all about trusting your ear, and can you dig it?